Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk The Walking Dead Q&A number 96. 3 things. First, if you're new here, like always, you can find the rules to participate down in that video description. Second thing, I don't know why, but my laptop sounds like it's a car that's about to break down. Third thing, some little twat left a bunch of mean comments on the previous Q&A, and I know he's probably young, so I'm not going to break his balls, but please, if you're new here and you're watching, understand what you're clicking on. This is not affiliated with AMC. We're not the cast, the crew. We're not producers. We're not holding the boom microphone. We are not involved in that aspect. This is a fan community. We are fans asking other fans their thoughts and opinions on a show. I know for new people new and young, that might be a really hard concept to wrap your brain around, but that's all it is, okay? So relax, enjoy yourself, watch, or get the fuck out. It's not funny. Like I said, I'm not going to break his balls because we were all young before too, you know? Young kids sound sometimes ridiculous. They're like, I gotcha! They're so confident, and they don't even realize their comment makes them look foolish as hell, you know? We were all there though, so hey. Let's jump into the questions. D. Ray. While Negan is beating his victim, do you think Lucille will get stuck in the brain matter or skin? I am hoping we see flesh that's just torn apart by the barbed wire. I hope it gets stuck. I hope he even makes a joke about it. I mean, nothing major, no big joke, just something little. It could even be a grin, a sideways laugh, anything at all. But yeah, I want it to be realistic on top of being gory. A real barbed wire bat is going to stick. It's probably going to get caught in hair. It's probably going to be so annoying a real-life Negan wouldn't even use it. Now we're getting too realistic. Let's move on. Eduardo Garcia. Instead of starting the Negan scene all over again, why don't we just go Inny Mini Money Mo with a black screen? When he says it, boom, we're right there. We see the victim. I think that's way too jarring. And I personally feel like we need a build-up. We do. They need to bring that momentum back again. You can't start it off busting your nut. You need foreplay. You can use that philosophy to pretty much everything in life. Alright, let's go. Elliot Owens. Ronnie, which characters that are not in the show yet are you most hyped to see in the show and why? For me, it's the Whispers, Alpha, Lydia. I'm in no rush to get there. I want to sit and simmer with Negan, but I'm excited because I love the story around them. It's one of my all-time most enjoyable moments in the comic book as far as the story is concerned. Roe Buffalo Green. Q&A. What's your top 3 favorite Walking Dead action figures that you want from Skybound? Skybound doesn't make the TV show. Maybe you meant this to go on the comic book. And then you asked what my favorite Walking Dead action figures are. Thanks. I don't know. That's a tough one, to be honest with you. That's tough. I don't know. Skybound makes the comic. So when it comes to the comic, my favorite's Negan. When it comes to the show, I think my favorite, or one of the favorites, would be the Rick Grimes in the coat, you know? Matthew Smearden. Ronnie, what do you think? Well, we already answered one of yours, I think, recently, too. So let's skip this. I'm kidding. We'll answer it. You're already here. Ronnie, when do you think Tara returns and how? I think she should come back. The group doesn't know where she is. I think that's too convenient if they go and find her. She and Heath left, so they know how to find their way back. So I vote they come back. Brian Akim. Hey Ronnie, does the Hilltop and Kingdom look smaller on the show? And if so, is that bad for Rick because they have less fighters? Here's the thing. I wouldn't say they look smaller on the show because in the comic, yes, it looks like it's more of a thriving community. It looks like there's more people, but with the show, they're just not showing them. Yes, it's budget reasons. Absolutely. If they had a bigger budget, they probably would have showed more background characters walking about. The Hilltop looked damn near empty. It looked bad. It looked pitiful. But I think they just didn't show the characters. I don't think they don't have anyone there. You know what I mean? But as far as are they smaller on the show, I think by a hair, but it's not that noticeable. As far as the community's size itself, as far as how many people they show us, that really doesn't matter because they could just pop up people randomly, you know, when it's needed. YouTube Comedy TV. Hey Ronnie, how do you think Maggie will die in the future? I have no clue. Questions like that are just impossible to answer. The story's going to determine it. So in a zombie apocalypse, she's either going to get bitten by a walker or killed by a person. One or the other. Flip a coin. As far as how she's killed by a person, Is it a stabbing? Is it a shooting? Will she get poisoned? How are you going to figure that out? Because you need the specific story to make that prediction. So to give you a no bullshit, I'm not going to, sugarcoat it. I have no clue, because I don't even know the story that's going to be around when she's still alive. Because I don't think she's dying on the show anytime soon. Leo Lynetta. Yo, Ronnie, I know how episode 16 has a separate extended episode on the Blu-ray for the fucks take at the end, but are the rest of the fucks scattered throughout most of the episodes automatically put in, or are they not there? Yes, they're automatically inserted. That's the same with other seasons too. I keep saying this. In previous seasons, they have gone back and inserted the F-bomb when they muted it out. Daryl says it, I think. We're not going to get into this, but yes, it's automatically there, which is unfortunate sometimes, because I actually think Andrew Lincoln had a better scene when he didn't curse, when him and Daryl were talking about letting Jesus into the community, and he was like, not that guy. Andrew Lincoln did that so perfect. I think the fuck outtake, or the fuck take, is actually less impactful than the cursing take. Anyway. Yeah, it's automatically there. Add So Mama. Eventually, Andrew Lincoln is going to want to move on to something new. Do you think the series will end with him, or could they carry it on? Or will it get another Fear kind of series? What they could do is going to be different than what we want them to do. They could do anything they want. At this point in time, The Walking Dead is so popular, they could literally do whatever they want. Now, there's going to be repercussions, definitely. A big chunk of fans most likely will stop watching if Andrew Lincoln dies, and they might not even admit that right now, or know that right now, because the story is anchored down so much by Andrew Lincoln's character that killing him off would really hurt the story. They would have to do something big to bring those fans back into the fold. And I think some fans would ditch. I love The Walking Dead, but I don't think I would stick around for the story like that if Andrew Lincoln died. Not because it's my favorite character, but because I think the story itself takes such a blow. I think it's going to be hard to hold interest after that. If Andrew Lincoln moves on, or, anything, I think they should stop the original show, finish it off, and then just come back with a spin-off. William the Beast. Hey Ronnie, what would it take for you to switch to binge watching? There you go, Andrew Lincoln dying. And again, it's because I think the character has grounded the story so much that it would be so jarring and such a left turn, the story would start to lose a lot of interest, Mario Luigi. Ronnie, do you think that they will or should use flashback clips from Season 7 trailer? No, not at all. That's cheap, that's generic, and it doesn't fit. When we're watching the show, we're supposed to be watching real people. If we're watching this highly stylized flashbacks of, all the best parts in someone's life, I don't like it. Not for The Walking Dead. Julie Galish-Soleth. I'm not even going to pretend like I pronounced that right. What season do you think TV Carl will turn into Comic Carl? None. I mean, none. He is TV Carl, 100%. Not 100%. He's TV Carl. And then he has a remixed version of Comic Carl all throughout, here and there, So I don't think he's ever automatically gonna be Comic Carl. He's gonna, adapt parts of similarities of Comic Carl, sure, but he'll never just be him. He might do something later where you're like, man, he's now Comic Carl. I could see that, but I don't think he will always genuinely be Comic Carl, Kurt Cobain. Hey Ronnie, can you give a review of Steven Yeun's portrayal of Glenn, since he might die in October? I could do a special video on that. I could do a special quick video on the different characters. I don't know if I have time, to be honest, but I will put it on the list of future projects to try to do. As far as just my opinions right now, I think Steven Yeun has done an amazing... Did I pronounce his name wrong? I think he's done an amazing job with Glenn. I think he has made Glenn a more lovable character than the comic could ever do. There's just something about his charisma that it's addicting, And I think that there's a reason he has such a big fan base, and a lot of that lays heavily on how damn well Steven's performance is and his believability. Rainbow Protectors. What's your opinion on the change of Morgan's character from the comic to the show? Do you like how he brings something new to the story and that he's become more than just a background character? I love the change, and I think some characters demand it. When you have an actor that's as good as Lenny James, don't you dare give him a story that's as weak as Morgan in the comic. Morgan in the comic was weak. I see what Kirkman was doing there, but there just wasn't enough time. And sometimes it felt like he honestly just gave up developing Morgan's character. And honestly, I think comic Morgan is probably one of the characters that had the most potential, that got the least work done on them as far as in the writer's room. And you're not always going to get the time, to craft characters into something better. But I think it's a shame how comic Morgan ended up, but I am so hoping they correct that with TV Morgan. And so far, they're doing a very good job. I love it. Lucas Jarnot. Ronnie, do you think that Negan will take pictures of the Lucille victim after he bashes them in? I've talked about this previously as well. I hope he makes a joke out of it. Like, after the killing is done, he asks for the camera guy, and he's not there, and then Negan's like, oh, I forgot, because you fucking killed him, Rick. I want something like that. If they don't bring it up or mention it at all, I think that's going to be real shitty, Anyway, we're going to go ahead and do another Q&A for tomorrow. I'm going to record it back to back with this one, so that way I'm hoping I can record another 2 tomorrow and then start next week. I'm hoping for 5 Q&As Monday through Friday about The Walking Dead, because I was thinking about this too. I'm like, there's no way I could do 20-minute Q&As once a day and also do the other videos. There's just no way in hell I could do that. And I was thinking, wait a minute, if I'm doing 5 Q&As, I can try to keep them 10-minute Q&As. That's 15 minutes instead of the normal 20, because before I was only doing 1 Q&A a week at around 15 to 20 minutes. So now you're getting 50 minutes broken down into 10 minutes once a day. I think that's a hell of a lot better than, me constantly failing at being able to do 20-minute Q&As 5 times a day. Because I'll tell you right now, that just won't happen. Unless I don't edit it. And then you'll get a lot of, there's a lot of typos. Like, a lot of us, and I'm in this boat too, we don't take typing, we don't take grammar, we don't take punctuation serious on a computer. And I don't know why. Because it is painful to read a bunch of, stuff without punctuation. It is like torture. Fuck, man. Punctuation is so important, you bastards. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm done talking. Don't hate me. Go fuck yourself. See you, little twats. Calm down, man. It's just a joke. Well, fuck you. It's not funny. No, I'm just fucking around. See you guys in the next one. Watch tomorrow. Subscribe, man.